What up, word? What up, word? What up, word? What up, word? It's your main man, I am DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you with another episode of Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. And we are back up in the building, man. Hey, man, fresh off of Magic City Classic in my city in Birmingham, Alabama, man. I just want to say, man, listen, for those of you that I saw at the green carpet event for the mayor, for those of you that I saw out Friday night, for those of you that I saw out at the stadium on Saturday, man, hats off, man. Look, we make Birmingham look good, man. We didn't let them YNs disrespect our fun or disrupt our fun, man. And look, Magic City Classic went off without another hitch, but AS, 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 we called it on the motherfucking page. We called it. We said Alabama State was going to come out victorious yet again. And guess what they did? Came out victorious yet a motherfucking again, man. So hats off to Alabama State University for winning the Magic City Classic, man, again. A&M, all my A&M people. That's like, what, the third in a row? I'm just saying. Look like Coach Rob got y'all number. That's all I'm saying, man. Hats off to my homeboy Kerry, man. He the strength and conditioning coach at Alabama State, man. And just look, salute to the Hornets, man. A&M, you got your billboard up over my goddamn building I go to at work every day. You claim you're the biggest HBCU in the state, but yet you keep losing to little old Alabama State. That deserves a sip. I digress. Hats off to Alabama State for winning the Magic City Classic, man. Continue on, Coach Rob, man. Continue on doing your thing. Carry you, my dog. I'm going to have you back on the show soon. Just continue on, man. Now, the caption is LSU chokes. LSU chokes. I just got a question, LSU Tigers. Why y'all don't like success? That's my question. Why don't you like success? You had all the hype coming into the season. I heard about Nuss. I heard about the new defensive coordinator. I heard about this. I heard about that. But when the rubber met the road and you faced USC out there in Vegas, what happened? You lost. If we go back and we start adding it up, you lost the last 2 years in a row to Florida State. Opening game. You just lost again to USC. Opening game. This guy, Brian Kelly, seems to be very upset with not being able to pull off winning these opening games of the season. But you power through. You continue to win under the radar. And then, boom, you had your moment against the choke artist himself, Lane Kiffin. And what did you do? You beat Lane Kiffin. And you sent him packing. But what was the one thing about that game against Ole Miss that mattered? You were at home. It was LSU at night. The historic LSU at night. Now, I got a couple LSU fans, not going to call you out. Travis, Kyle, Vern, B, y'all cool. But Travis reminded me when I was having my real analytical thoughts about Texas, he made sure he let me know or knew or knowed, whatever term you want to put with the know, that Texas had Texas A&M at the end of the season. And my praise for Texas was going too far. But I said, Travis, I ain't too sure about LSU. He told me only thing they was worrying about on their schedule left was Bama. Seems like you should have been worried about Texas A&M prior to Bama. Long story short, Nussmeier decided that Texas A&M D-line was too much for him as he continued to throw pick after pick after pick. Texas A&M makes a position change at quarterback. They take Wegman out, Wiseman, whatever you want to call his name, insert. And he continued to orchestrate 3 straight touchdown drives to put Texas A&M ahead and to continue with Texas A&M being what? Undefeated in the SEC. Now, people, y'all know when we get dogged out, we got to talk about what we get praised for. Did I not say that Texas A&M was my sleeper pick in the SEC because of why? I looked at their schedule and I said, what? I don't see no Alabama on this schedule. I don't see no Texas on this schedule. I only see LSU. And I said, and I quote, I don't know how LSU is going to look. I said that in the preseason. Well, Texas A&M has basically written their story into the SEC championship game. The only thing they got left is to what? Beat Texas. I got news for you, people. If the SEC keep doing what it's doing, they may not beating Texas may or may not even matter. It might not matter because who knows what Georgia's going to do. We don't know which version of Georgia we're going to see against Florida. Although against the Gators, I 1,000% believe that Georgia should win that game. But again, in the cocktail party, we don't know which version of Georgia we about to see. We don't know. We don't know if LSU was going to choke against Alabama, even though they're at home. We have no way of knowing that. We don't know if Tennessee might slip up and get Georgia. The point I'm making is Texas A&M right now, they do what, people? They control their own destiny. Everybody else needs some form of help. They need something else to go left. They need something else to go right. Whereas Texas A&M, they don't need that. They just need to continue to handle their business and they will be perfectly fine. Because when you look at the remainder of Texas A&M schedule, let's go down the road, people. They have South Carolina. You think they're going to lose that? Probably not. New Mexico State, non-conference game, doesn't matter for the purpose of this conversation. And they have Auburn. You really think they're going to lose Auburn? I mean, is that Jordan Hare? We all know about the janky things that happened at Jordan Hare. And they have Auburn. So they got 2 SEC games against Auburn and South Carolina before they face Texas. So all I'm saying to you people is there's a very strong chance that they win both of those games, and going into the Texas game, they even if they lose, they could be sitting there with 1 loss. So hats off to Texas A&M. LSU, y'all don't like nice things, man. The game against Alabama is a de facto elimination game. And I just want to say, I hope y'all win. I hope y'all do. But it would be a very LSU thing for you guys to go up against Alabama, choke again, and blow it. So hats off to Texas A&M for continuing on their business. Hats off to LSU for doing what you do best on the road, and that's lose. Continuing on. I know this is the game y'all want me to talk about. I don't really want to talk about it because there ain't really much to talk about. But you know what? I got a PSA. I have a PSA. I have a public service announcement. That's right. I'm going to look. I'm going to sit calm. I'm going to take a sip as I make this statement. It's only going to take probably about 2 minutes. The Miami Hurricanes defeated the Florida State Seminoles in their rivalry matchup to the tune of the score of 36-14. The Miami Hurricanes at this point in the season are undefeated. I've heard from a lot of trolls. I've heard from a lot of Miami fans. I've heard from various amounts of people who are laughing at FSU's misery. That's cool. This PSA is for the Miami Hurricanes fans. You guys have been in the ACC for over 20 plus years. I've heard, oh my God, Miami has never been 1-7 at all in the 20 plus years that they've been in the ACC. Oh my God, the Florida State program is falling apart. I've heard that. But let me tell you something that Miami has not done, since you want to bring up what you haven't done, which is be 1-7. Although 1-7 is terrible. Florida State sucks. But let's talk about what Miami hasn't done since they've been in the ACC. Miami has only had one 10-win season. Miami has never won the ACC. Miami has not won a national title. Miami has not seen a playoff berth. Miami has not gone 13-0 or had an undefeated regular season. So I say to you, Miami fans, hats off. You have not gone 1-7. But you see the 5 things I named, or 6, or whatever number I got up to that you have not done. You can miss me with all your jokes. Because since you've been in the ACC, I've seen Florida State win multiple ACC titles. I've seen Florida State go undefeated in the regular season multiple times. I've seen Florida State win a national championship. I've seen Florida State go to the college football playoffs. So while you are reveling in the success of you're not going 1-7, who gives a fuck when you have not done shit for 2 decades plus? Whereas Florida State, in a time frame that you've been in the ACC, has won multiple ACC titles, and they have won a national championship, and they have a playoff bid. So Miami fans, hats off. We will see what you decide to do for the rest of the season. But please do not come at me, Ben Dennis, Double Dose of Reality Sports, or the Florida State Seminoles talking about what you have not done when the list of things that you have not done is way longer than Florida State being 1-7. The next big game of the day. Well, it was. I wouldn't even say it was the next big game of the day. I would just say this: Ohio State, you lost yet another player. It came down to the wire versus Nebraska. The Cornhuskers. The Cornhuskers came down to 21-17 with Ohio State over Nebraska. I'm just gonna say this, man. People, you have to understand we can want and we can say that teams are gonna do the things that they're gonna do, but when they lose people up front, when injuries start to pile up, we have to possibly revisit the things that we expected from said team. Case in point with Georgia, they've lost several people early. Now they may be coming on, but the point I'm trying to make to you is in college football, nothing is absolute. So although we want to put Ohio State in this bucket, the injuries are adding up. The injuries are adding up. And I'm interested to see what they do this week. Now, granted, Penn State did lose Alla in this game. I'm gonna really be keeping my eye on his health and seeing do they have a healthy Drew Alla in this game against Ohio State, because that's going to be very critical. The Penn State does not have Drew Alla. That's going to be a hard one for Penn State to pull off. However, Penn State's defense will be something that Ohio State has to deal with, because remember, they didn't even see Oregon's best defensive lineman because he was out. So keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, that Penn State versus Ohio State is a big noon kickoff game on Saturday coming up. We're going to have another prediction for that as the week go on. Just keep your eyes peeled and keep your eyes open for that. Okay. Alabama pulled off another flawless victory. I mean, look, if we're going to talk about Alabama when they're bad, we got to talk about Alabama when they do what they're supposed to do. In their matchup against Missouri this past week, Alabama handled their business. Missouri didn't have all their bullets, and Alabama let you know they didn't have all their bullets to the tune of, listen, to the tune of a shutout. So I want to stay right here for just one moment. We had this conversation about Alabama a little while ago, and a lot of my homies that are real deal Alabama fans, they was like, "Hey man, the defense is not where it needs to be. You know, we ain't gonna win shit nationally if we continue to look like this." And I remember I told one of my partners, and he'll tell you, he's been on the show before. He come on the show again. He can record the conversation. He'll tell you how I told him. I said, "Bro, your defense is not what you are used to." I said, however, your defense is good enough to beat the teams that you need to beat. Your defense is almost on a bend but don't break level. Your defense gets key stops when they need to. So for me to say that, and then to go up against Cook, tried to give it a go, but we saw he wasn't right and he was out. To go up against a Missouri team without their starting quarterback at his best, what did Alabama do? They pitched a shutout. So if you're an Alabama fan, how can you be mad at that? You pitched a shutout. You went out there, you handled your business against what you would consider mediocre competition, because the starting quarterback was not healthy and he didn't play the whole game. And all you did against the backup and continue to do throughout the game was what? Pitch a shutout. You got a bye week, and then now you got LSU. which is a de facto elimination game, which comes down to what I said from the beginning about Alabama. You have what? How many losses do you have right now? 2. At the beginning of the season, we predicted you guys to have 2 losses. And this LSU game literally is your last hump. Beyond LSU, you got Mercer, Oklahoma, Auburn at home. You clear LSU. It might not put you in the SEC title game, but there's no scenario that a 10-2 Alabama does not make a 12-team playoff. There's zero scenario that a 10. Let me say that again so I can make sure I record it because it's going to be on the reel. There is, let me look in the camera. There is no scenario that a 10-2 Alabama does not make the college football 12-team playoff. There is no scenario that a 10-2 Alabama does not make the 12-team college football playoff. So your season is right in your palm of your hand. You got LSU. You got LSU at night. Now LSU at night is spooky, scary. Ryan Williams again, because like I said it before the Tennessee game. I don't know how you're going to look on that true road game. This is another one for him to redeem himself. Miro, I said the same thing. I said, Miro don't look that good on the road. This is another one. If Miro redeems himself, you right in there. So there you go. And I would be remiss if I did not close out the show because yes, I am an ACC guy. It is my conference, although you can view it how you want to view it. Hats off to the Pitt Panthers, man. I mean, a lot of people wasn't even talking about Pittsburgh, not even in the least little bit. But Pittsburgh has continued to win, and they are undefeated to go along with Miami being undefeated. All this is in the conference. To go along with Clemson being undefeated in the conference. So hats off to the Pittsburgh Panthers, man. But before I go, let's have a real conversation. We've said it on this show, and we'll continue to say it. Do you believe? Do you believe? And if you don't know what that means, in the words of my boy Biggie, if you don't know, now you know. The Colorado Buffaloes pulled off yet another victory. Another victory. They are 6-2. They are currently bowl eligible. For those of you who had your doubts about Deion Sanders, had your doubts about what he was doing with the Colorado program, where are the doubters now? Where are you? I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck you at. Because at the end of the day, when the day ends, the Colorado Buffaloes are 6-2. And they have Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. Out of those 4 games, the only one that could scare them is the one next. It's Texas Tech. Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. Nah, bro. Nah, Brody. That ain't going to work. So, for those of you who had your doubts about Deion, what did he do in year 2? He doubled up that win total. He is bowl eligible. And I'm going to tell you right now, and we can pin this clip. I want to make sure everybody's get it and see it. If the Colorado Buffaloes make it to the hold on, let's go back. If the Colorado Buffaloes make it to the 12-team college football playoff, there's a strong chance, especially if they get that bye, that they are in the Final Four. And I'm going to leave it at that. If the Colorado Buffaloes make it in prime time, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and here's the thing, that defense to go along with everything that they have going on. If the Colorado Buffaloes make it to the 12-team college football playoff, I'm going to tell you right now, and especially if they get a bye, whoever their first opponent is, because they'll be at home, you can go ahead and punch their ticket. They'll be in the Final Four. The four remaining, because I don't know if they're going to call it a Final Four. Hats off to the Colorado Buffaloes. I already got the gear. It already came in. All I'm telling you is this, man. Keep your eyes peeled and your eyes open. Colorado coming, man. That schedule was looking real nice because with Cam Rising not being at Cam Rising being out, Kansas have not shown what they need to show. Oklahoma State don't want to get no shootout. They literally only have to worry about Texas Tech. Now, the Big 12 is still wide open because Kansas State is in front of them. They're 4-1 as well. They're both 4-1. And then you got Iowa State and you got BYU. So the Big 12 is open. It's not like it's a slam dunk. But if the Big 12 continues on the path that they continued on, nobody's going to finish the Big 12 undefeated, and we'll see how the tie-break situation plays itself out. So all I'm going to say is this, man. Hats off to everybody that I dapped up, that I hugged, that I loved on for this past week, man. Manchester City Classic, man. It was everything. Double Dose of Reality Sports. Follow the movement, the Post Network, man. Also, man, Boss, man, he got some things on deck that he's going to talk to y'all about soon, real soon, man. So just continue to follow the show. Continue to rock with us, man. I love each and every one of y'all, man. Make sure you tell a friend, man. Y'all been supporting me hard. So continue to support me even harder, man. Tell a friend, man. Live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back. And find something to follow at each and every day. And I'm out.